Edith of Wessex came from a very powerful family. She was born around the year 1025. Her father, Godwin, was the Earl of Wessex. Her mother, Gytha, was the sister of Earl Ulf, who was Cnut the Great's brother-in-law. Edith had 6 brothers: Sweyn, Harold, later King Harold II, Tostig, Gyrth, Leofwine, and Wulfnoth. Her sisters were Gunhilda and Aelfgifu. Edith grew up in Woolton Abbey and was well educated for a woman. On the 23rd of January 1045, Edith married King Edward. She was crowned queen, unlike most wives of Anglo-Saxon kings. Their marriage produced no children. In 1051, Edith's father and brothers fell out of favour with the king, and they fled the country. Wulfnoth was arrested and kept imprisoned for the rest of his life. Edith was sent to a nunnery due to the falling out and possibly due to their marriage producing no heirs and Edward hoping to divorce her. When the Godwins returned a year later, Edith was reinstated as queen. Later she became one of Edward's most trusted advisors. As the queen, she was responsible for the king's regal presentation. She commissioned works for his personal ornament and had at least one goldsmith among her tenants. At one point she was the richest woman in England and the 4th richest individual in England. Edith was close to her brother Tostig. In 1055, she and Harold persuaded the king to appoint him as Earl of Northumbria, but he proved unpopular. In 1064, Edith was accused of engineering the murder of Gospatrick for Tostig. Gospatrick was a Northumbrian nobleman. Later, the Northerners rebelled and elected Morcar, Tostig's brother-in-law, as Earl of Northumbria. Tostig charged Harold with conspiring with the rebels, a charge which Harold purged himself of with a public oath. Edward demanded that the rebels be suppressed, but to his and Edith's fury, Harold and the English thanes refused to enforce the order. Morcar was confirmed as Earl and Tostig was forced into exile. On the 5th of January 1066, King Edward died. He fell into a coma in late 1065, and on the 5th of January 1066 he supposedly chose Harold as his heir, even though it had been established that William, Duke of Normandy, would assume the throne. The Witan convened the next day to select Harold as king, with his coronation held later that same day. Upon hearing of this, William, Duke of Normandy, began his plans to invade England, claiming he was the rightful heir to the English throne. Within a short span of time, Edith lost 4 brothers. Tostig died in September 1066, and 3 of her brothers, Harold, Gyrth, and Leofwine, died during the Battle of Hastings. Wulfnoth remained imprisoned in Normandy. Edith was the only senior member of the Godwin family to survive the Norman conquest of England, after her nephews, Harold's sons, fled to Ireland. Edith spent the rest of her life in relative peace. She passed away on the 18th of December 1075 from a chronic illness.